You have to learn how to say no, no, and not be afraid to say no. You have to learn how to hear no and speak no with no residue. No. But how do you do that if you have an opportunity in front of you that seems like it could be an opportunity? It could lead to bigger things, but it's not serving your goals right now. Well, it's got to be an absolute hell yes or an absolute hell no. That's what I want to talk about real quickly in this video. On this whole social media journey, it's totally different than running like a service business or having a job. See, in a service business, you pull a lever, do the trick, get the treat. Do the trick, get the treat. Customer calls, you give them a quote, do the job, you get your $1,000. It's actually very simple, and it's relieving to think about how simple, complex, but simple the money equation is in a service business, because it's not attached to you being a personal brand and how you act and think and feel and what you say, and then run them down a pipeline of giving them all this free information to eventually one day converting them into a sale. One day Brendan Burchard, who makes like 15 million a year on the internet, he was doing a private mastermind group at like $6,000 a seat. And in this group of people, he said, I want you to go. He went around the room. He was surveying in person, and he said, I want to know when you first heard about me. What got you in this seat today, paying, $6,000 a ticket? There was one guy who raised his hand and said, hey, I first heard about you like 5 years ago when you were doing a Facebook ad launching your new book. It was a free book offer that led them to like a $97 thing. And he's like, I never even bought anything from you. I saw you online here and there. And then one day, five and a half years later, you said the right thing at the right time that corresponded to where I was at. And I had seen you on the internet all this time and consumed all of your free information and all this time. And all that built so much trust that I knew that you were the guy. And I slapped down $6,000 and I bought the ticket. And I'm here today. Brennan goes, did you know that when I was running those Facebook ads way back in 2015, this lady keep calling me to clean, trying to get me to come clean the windows, for peanuts. I'm not doing that. Sorry. He said I was getting those Facebook leads where you opted in for about a buck a lead. So it cost me $1 to acquire you as a lead, and you eventually turned into he had spent about $6,500 with Brendan Burchard at the time. So $1 turned into $6,500. But it took 5.5 years to convert. That's what we're dealing with right now. So when you get offered to go do that public talk and speak for free, it might cost you out of pocket to go speak. I've done it all over the country. It's expensive and it's time consuming. It's not smart. But what is your magnum opus? What are you trying to do here? You got to get really clear about that, or otherwise you will be going all over the place doing all type of different stuff. It's cool. Here, you got to listen to what I'm about to say. Very powerful. Trust me. You might be getting hundreds of thousands or millions of views on the internet. You might be speaking in Texas and LA and all over the place. And every time you're meeting people and shaking their hands, and you might even be creating great value and helping these people change their lives and getting your life changed in the process. And then 15,000 new people come through and check out all your content, and then 10,000 of them leave. They never come back, but 5,000 stay. And maybe a couple of those, maybe 100 of those people, maybe buy something. Maybe you don't have anything for sale online. Listen to what I'm saying. This is it. This is the precipice. There is a window of opportunity. Eugene Schwartz, in his book Scientific Advertising, said, you are not marketing to a standing army. You are advertising to a moving parade. These people come, the parade, they go, they're gone. You cast your net on the side of the boat, you catch some fish. Jesus said, go back over there. They were like, we already went over there. He's like, well, go cast your net over there again. And now they're catching tons of fish. Well, imagine if you had a really big net, you're catching more fish. The window of opportunity opens and closes for people in a time space of where they're at when they get hooked on and they're consuming your content. And the window of opportunity in the world that we live, money is oxygen. Money sustains the message. You need to make money so you can sustain the message. If you want to help people and you want to grow your influence in your business and you want to get to more people and help change more people's lives, you got to make more and more money because the money sustains the message. Get what I'm saying? So you only have a small window of time of when you can actually convert these people, or they're gone. They got all the free information and they bounce. They go off and buy someone else's thing. So you got to convert them within a timely manner. You got to keep them in your funnels and your email sequences. You got to offer them. You got to have different types of offers. How do you know what to do? You got to be in it for the long game, the long term. Your heart has to be in it too. It has to be oriented around your life's mandate and mission and purpose. If you're doing it just strictly for the money, you better be very clear about that too. Because there are people that actually get on Oprah Winfrey or Ellen DeGeneres or these massive talk shows, The Tonight Show, and then millions of people are exposed to their message. And millions of people will go on social media while they're watching television or whatever and be like, oh my God. And some of the people buy their book, oh my God, right? But you go and run into these people 3 months later. Brennan Burchard told a story about this. He's like, you'd be surprised. I ran into a John Gray who wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. I'm just giving an example. I don't know, because John Gray has brought his entire business online now, and I think he's making a lot of money. But you think that these people are rich, but behind closed doors, these famous celebrities that you see that have gotten millions of views and been on national television, they're actually broke. They had a little windfall of money because they're on TV, but they don't know how to monetize. They don't know how to cast a net, a bigger net that has an entire back end side of the business that converts people through a customer value ascension ladder where they start out low on a tripwire offer. It might even be free, something called moving the free line forward. You started by giving free, valuable edutainment type of information, then you sell them something small, then you work them up. Now you might have a magnum opus. It's like a $5,000 thing. It could be a $2,000 thing. It could be a live event, and it's a high level aspirational thing that they always want to buy. You're always dangling it in front of them, and they know they ain't never going to get that thing because the price is never going to go down. You got testimonials and all this thing. We're working on this right now, and it's a lot of work depending on what your audience, because your audience has to have two things. One, they have to want to buy. Two, they have to be able to buy. Right? You might be listening to a guru telling you got to charge $2,000 for your product, but unfortunately, your audience, $500 is their limit. How do you find that out? That's why this is a lot of work, and there's a lot of questions behind this. So, back to what I was saying no. How in the hell do you say no? Sometimes I've said yes to, I have a little landscaping business in Michigan. I'll say yes to a customer, and then I'm like, why the hell did I say yes to this? I'm barely making any money. And then the neighbor comes out, and the neighbor turns into a jackpot job. How do you quantify that? I go and do a $10,000 job for the neighbor, and I pocket a 50% profit margin, make $5,000 off this thing, yet the original job sucked and made nothing. How do you quantify the intangibles? How do you do it when you only have 24 hours in a day? Now I'm asking questions. So if you're prioritizing around money, you can make a lot of money. But also I think that you have to also prioritize the intangibles, which are the different forms of wealth, giving people real value, creating real value for people. When somebody comes up to me at a live event and literally cries while shaking my hand and says they watched a video of mine that changed their life, I cry too, because I can't believe it. I'm not the message, I'm just the messenger. I'm just the messenger, I'm not the message. And I'm so thankful because I think I have an answer here. You can go be like Logan Paul and go become an entertainer and make a lot of money doing entertainment. And there's value in that. I mean, look at the entertainment industry as an entire multi-billion-dollar industry. Or you can really, really do things that build a legacy that change people's lives for the better when you're gone. Or you can do both, but you gotta make money. So I think the people that make the most amount of money on the internet say yes to the right things, and they say no more often than they say yes. So I think it's I had a coaching call with my friend Joshua Latimer, and we got very clear about this. 3.5 hours on a Zoom call 2 weeks ago. It was like, the thing I love to do the most makes me the least amount of money, and it's public speaking. I'm getting asked in my business to do public speaking. Hey, come to the other side of the country and come spend $2,500 out of pocket. For me, it's $4,000 because I bring a videographer with me. It's actually $5,000 because I got to pay an entire marketing team. I'm like, dude, I'm getting millions of views online. I have to charge you at least $5,000 if you want me to come speak at your event. I've been paid $3,000, $4,000, and $5,000 to speak at events, and by the time it's all done, I don't even make any money off of it because I get the footage of me speaking on stage, which positions me as an authority and a public speaker, which hopefully will lead to me getting $10,000, $20,000 keynote talks, which is my life's dream. So I'm investing in that dip to get it off the ground. Where are you investing? I hope that answers your question. I gotta go, my wife's calling.